Good day guys, welcome back to another episode. In today's video, I'm bringing you guys along to give you a toolbox tour of my main box here that you can see behind me, and just a few tools and stuff that I have. Before we get this video kicked off, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping in and taking the time out of your day to check out this video. It means the world to me. So huge shout out to my current subscribers and anyone that's new stopping in. So thank you guys very much, I appreciate that. This video is going to be, as I mentioned, a toolbox tour, basically showcasing mainly my main box here and tools that I have. I also have a red tool cart and a blue tool cart, kind of different things that I use those for, different jobs. I am a heavy diesel mechanic. I work on semis, so I can show you, I actually have an in-frame going on right now on an X15 Cummins, so I will show a few video clips of that while I'm talking so you can kind of see the size of semi engines if you're unfamiliar with them. But that is basically my life in a whole. So this is behind the scenes of the MeanBee 392. I do a lot of auto detailing review videos and some how-to videos, but this is my everyday life. This is what I do day in, day out. I've been a heavy diesel mechanic for 17 years. That was my trade. That's what I went into right after high school. That's what I started doing. So this is kind of a 17 years worth of accumulation of tools, different things that you need to do your job. So if you are getting into working on trucks, being a heavy diesel mechanic, being a diesel mechanic in general, or even just a mechanic, you don't have to have everything. You don't have to have all these tools. This is just kind of highlighting and showcasing what I use every day, day in, day out, and what helps me out being efficient at my job. So let's go ahead. I will show an overview of the boxes, and let's hop in to see what is inside. So basically, this blue Matco tool cart that I have, this is what I use for when I'm doing projects like the semi that I showed you that I got going on. This is basically the cart that I use. I use this to keep my tools in, put any kind of parts, anything I want to keep clean, I put it inside of this cart here. So this cart basically acts as an organizer for the current project that I have going on. Help me stay organized, and I don't have to make as many trips to my box to get out the tools that I need. I can basically load this thing down. It's very portable and maneuverable, unlike the big red box here. So this one comes in very handy. So there's really not anything much to show you guys in here right now. I have a heel bar and a cam puller tool, but that is about it in that one. So I'll bring you guys in closer to my little red Blue Point cart here. This one is kind of an overflow box of just stuff that I use. I have my welding helmet right here down below. It's just a snap-on welding helmet. I do quite a bit of welding, so having a nice quality helmet definitely comes in handy. So inside, I'll bring the camera in closer, we'll open this thing up, I can show you. Kind of a mess in there, but like I said, this is basically my overflow. So opening this up inside, I have everything, just random stuff. Welding gloves, welding hat, a knee pad, lifting straps, propane torch, which not a fan of the propane. I like the MAP gas a lot better. You get a lot better heat out of it. Everything from a sprayer for cleaning up parts. This is, like I mentioned, this is my overflow. I also have lifting straps down in the back. You can kind of see a little bit of yellow here. That is a tool that I made for pressing in liners on a CAT engine. Anything from Vaseline. Some of you might laugh if you have not used Vaseline for O-rings, installing O-rings. Highly recommend pick some up. You're gonna love it. It works way better than Lubriplate or anything like that. It does not wipe off the surface, holds the O-rings in place. Once engine heat has been built up, the Vaseline, the petroleum jelly melts away, and this stuff works amazing. Then we also have moly paste in here, cam follower lubricant, also pipe thread compound, a little oil bottle. So this is, like I said, we got a big jar of anti-seize in here. This is my overflow. Coming in so you can see it, we've got the pry bars on the side, got all kinds of roll lock wheels, disc, flapper wheels, anything I need for my angle die grinder. Also have Lubriplate. Over here we got a big can of anti-seize, we got duct tape, masking tape, just all kinds of random stuff, wire brushes. I normally like to have lots of organization to my stuff, but this little cart definitely is lacking that. We have a corded drop light, haven't used in a really long time. I've got a lot of cordless ones. I got a fuel pressure gauge here, comes in extremely handy. This is an oil pump sucker, so very handy to do to pull oil out of head bolt holes. We've got random miscellaneous O-rings, also plugs, AC O-rings, so just a very random drawer. Down below that drawer, in this drawer we have transmission covers, siphon hose, an air-powered sprayer that you can put into solvent or brake clean. All my Loctite, brake cleaner, starting fluid, some Penray connector seal, works really good to help keep the moisture out. And just, this is basically just my drawer of any kind of Loctite or anything, as you can see, that I may need. Sitting down next to my cart, got my snap-on stool. It's got a little pull-out drawer, so comes in very handy when you're sitting. Also have a big pad. This is very handy if you're laying in rocks, gravel, dirt, whatever. Behind my pad is, this is one of my newest additions, but this is an orange snap-on creeper, adjustable headrest, low profile. You can fit under stuff. I am a bigger guy, so having a low profile creeper does help out a lot. And then right back here in the corner, we have an under hood light. This works really well. You don't have to use it for cars under the hood. In the cab of a semi, if you're doing work, you need light. You can stretch it across from door to door, have a nice big light above you. So that is basically the stuff on the side there. And then coming around to the top of the box, these are just my chargers for any of my cordless tools. We have a snap-on cordless drop light. This is a snap-on kip switch. I'm gonna say it wrong. This is their speaker. They were doing a giveaway. Want it, sound quality on that thing's absolutely awesome. So it's very nice to have music to listen to when you're working. Also have a stream light with the battery pack on the side. That light is super bright, very handy. Absolutely love that thing. And then down on the end, we have just a Milwaukee speaker. That's what I had originally, was that. And then I won this one off the Snap-on truck on a giveaway. And I've been using it ever since because the sound quality of this thing you cannot beat. So real quick, we're gonna start getting into the box, have the camera angle a little weird. Can't really see my face. But real quick, what I wanna say is, this is gonna be just kind of an overview of everything that I have in my toolbox. I'm not going through every single tool, everything that I like, specialty tools that I like, ones that I must have. So if that is a video that you wanna see, must have tools, tools that help me out in my career, in my profession, definitely drop that in the comment section down below. So we're just gonna be going through the drawers. I'm gonna explain real quick, briefly, what tools are in here. So let's hop into the first drawer, which is my socket drawer, and we will work our way down. So this top drawer here, this is my socket drawer. As you can see, I'll also get a different camera view for you. But in this drawer, we have everything from 1-inch, 3/4 impact sockets. These are 1/2-inch. This is all standard. This is all metric. So we got anything from 1/2-inch impact, 1/2-inch chrome, 3/8 12 point, 3/8 impact, deep and shallow. Moving to this rail, we have 3/8 chrome. We have deep, medium, and shallows. Then we have our 1/4-inch chrome, 1/4-inch impact, and more 1/4-inch chrome. Over here, same thing. 1/2-inch impact, deep, shallow. Shallow, 12-point 1/2-inch, 3/8 shallow, 12-point in chrome. Then we have our 3/8 impact, deep, and shallow. Then moving to the 3/8, we have that in deep, medium, and shallow. 1/4-inch impact and deep and shallow, 1/4-inch deep and shallow in chrome. These are all my hex bits and Torx bits up front here. These are all my adapters, so I can adapt anything from a 3/4 to 1/2-inch, or we can even go 1/2-inch to 3/4. So I have my adapters here. So this drawer is a mix of Matco Advantage, Craftsman, Snap-on, gray pneumatic. That's basically what's in this drawer. We have 3/8 wobbly impact Snap-on and standard and metric. We have a few specialty tools. This is a socket for head bolts on a Caterpillar. This is another specialty tool. This is for U-joints on the driveline for the bolts that hold them in, so very handy. We also have other engine sockets here that come in very handy as well. So this is just kind of an overview. Up front, we have a 3/4 ratchet. So this is an extendable ratchet that will be very large if you need it to be. And then just because it doesn't fit in my drawer, I've got a big Snap-on pry bar up top here. And then also some long extensions that's just as long as that pry bar for transmissions. So that is basically my socket drawer. And then moving on to the next, this is all of my standard wrenches. So we have another mix of Sunex, Matco, Blue Point, Craftsman, Gear Wrench. So we have everything from 2-inch all the way on the left side here. Coming over, we got Matco stubby ratchet wrenches, Gear Wrench stubby ratchet wrenches. These are Sunex angle wrenches. These things are absolutely awesome for any kind of hydraulic work or tight spaces. Some Blue Point ratchet wrenches, just a regular standard set of, move the drawer a little bit, of box and open ends. And we got those all the way from 1/4 all the way up to 1 5/16 inches, and then we carry on with the bigger wrenches as well. So kind of a mix. We got crow's feet, so that is the wrench drawer there of my standard wrenches. Moving on to the next, this is my metric. So we have some long extended box end. Those are very handy for some of these newer engines, but we have just regular set of metric wrenches all the way up to this bigger 30 millimeter. So we go all the way from 7 to 30 millimeter. Gear wrench, ratchet wrenches, blue point ratchet wrenches in the back there. And then we also have some crow's feet. Move on to the next drawer. In this one here, we have basically anything from some pipe wrenches, crescent wrenches, oil filter wrenches. So this is basically just kind of my oil filter slash crescent wrench drawer. These snap-on flank drive crescent wrenches, if you do not have those are a must-have. Those things are absolutely awesome. Move the camera around so maybe you guys can get a little bit better of a view here. But these, as I mentioned, are awesome. This is coming in the new snap-on foam, so when you take them out, you can tell that a tool is missing because of the red foam. But the flank drive crescent wrenches from Snap-on, they are a must-have personally. Especially these bigger oil filter wrenches, those are a must-have in the heavy diesel world because the filters are very large. Moving on to the next drawer, in here we have everything from T-handle Allens to just big Allens in packages. We have extractor sets, all kinds of different sizes, different brands. We got Matco, we got Snap-on, basically kind of anything that you're gonna need or you're gonna come across. Got a Snap-on set here, drill bits, got a magnet with some claws on it, dial caliper, and then we also have to check bolt sizes. That is a handy little size reference guide. So that is basically that drawer there. Moving on to the next. This is my plier drawer, as you can tell. Have a little bit of a plier obsession. We have everything from Snap-on, Matco, Mac, Craftsman. Yeah, we kind of have it all in here. Few things, if you're getting into working on semis and you haven't, having a set of tools like this for slack adjusters is very handy. And I guess that is another thing I forgot to mention. We have a pair of NEFFEX here. Absolutely love my NEFFEX. You want to grip onto something, use NEFFEX, as well as these Snap-on ones here. These things are very, very good grippers as well. But we have snap ring pliers, all the way up to hose cutters, hose pinchers, a newer set of the Snap-on pliers here. Coming up, we got needle nose, channel locks, dikes. I mean, you just name it. You got to have enough pliers to do your job. You got to have enough tools to do your job, I guess. It doesn't really matter. It's just pliers. I throw in a few scrapers here. This is a thick bladed one. This one, I would say, is probably the handiest one that I have. As you can see, I use it the most. The others do have some wear on them. They have been used, but that guy there is one that I go to every single time. Moving down to the next drawer. So in this drawer we have a serpentine belt tool, very handy for some of these newer semis, as well as I just keep them in the box here. Absolutely love these things. These were probably one of the best purchases that I've made because there's the different style clamps that you'll run into right here, and these things can be an absolute pain. These are very, very handy. Bushing driver in the blue point box right there, that is a grease joint revitalizer. 3/8 torque wrench, 1/2 torque wrench. Also have my Mac tap and die set, Milwaukee cordless grinder, and then a few helicoils and stuff over on that side. Moving to the next drawer, I'll probably have to adjust the camera for you guys on this drawer. This is kind of just a random-ish drawer. This is everything with boxes in it. So let's adjust this camera. So basically we have the Ranger Mutt box over here, very cool box. You can plug in an electrical cord and check trailer lights, trailer brakes, anything there, very handy. Cooling system tester. Down below the cooling system tester we have a blue point tubing tool set. This is a Snap-on compression gauge set, and then I also have a Snap-on, that is the compression gauge set. And then down below it here we have the Snap-on cylinder leak detector set. Those for diesel mechanic, no, not very handy, but sometimes I kind of get into a jack of all trades, so it comes in handy there. For the Duramax pickup, we got the OTC power steering pump, pulley remover. Box below it, this is a Matco slide hammer set. 1-inch impact. This is a coolant refill, so basically you suck the cooling system down into a vacuum and it will pull the coolant back in while filtering it. A little homemade tool that is a glad hand so I can air up semi-trailers. Right here is a Snap-on infrared thermometer. So this comes in very handy. Checking cylinder temperatures. If you're having a misfire, you can check it straight off the manifold. Very nice little unit, has a full colored screen on it. If I can get it so the light doesn't shine on it. So that comes in very handy. And then down below that we have a snap-on dial indicator. So we'll move on to the next. That is kind of in that drawer. As I said, we are kind of blowing through this a little quick, guys. So if this is something that you want to see, a few things a little more in depth, you want a really in-depth toolbox tour or something like that, definitely let me know. Coming over to the side drawers, this first one here is my screwdrivers. So we have Snap-on. In the back here we have some Matco, we have a few Craftsman, we got different hex bits, little T-handles, stubbies. That's basically all I need. I go for this one almost all the time, this little Snap-on ratcheting one. You can interchange the shank on it to make it longer. It will also hold your bits in the end, so that is a very handy screwdriver. That's one that I always go for, and then my pocket screwdriver, I have that on me all the time. Drawer below that is my electrical connectors and tools. We'll back the camera up a little bit. As you can see, this drawer is, what I'm going to say is a mess. The only reason I say it's a mess, I have all these random little jumper wires that are just cut up. I have the Snap-on test light. Very awesome. You can check grounds and power with it. Has a little LCD screen. We have this little Snap-on one that can come in very, very handy. Basically, you are the ground for it. We got a little start button. It's a Snap-on one. This is for all the different kind of connectors and terminals, so you can get in to release the wires out of them. Basically, you're going to have wire ends like this guy here. So it comes in handy to release those out of your plastic connectors. Electrical tape, strippers, little torch for heat shrink butt connectors. But that is my messy electrical drawer. Moving on down to the next, this is all my punches here. We have everything. I like to have cheap punches. So it's always good to go to Harbor Freight, pick up some cheap tools that you don't care about so you can beat them up. You can give them a hard time. That's what you want to do. Then you also have Matco, some brass punches. These are from my air hammer. This is an old cylinder rod out of an air cylinder, so just another big punch. Here is a cool little custom made tool. This is a brake anchor pin, and this is off of a 33mm hub piloted wheel. This is off the lug nut. Just weld that on, beat it down, grind it up, and then you can install the bushings for these anchor pins on brakes on semis. So if you know what I'm talking about, you're gonna like that tool because it comes in very handy. Moving down to the next drawer below that, we have my air blower, which is not in here right now, but I know where it's at. That's more for automotive, but just for oil filters, and then also for changing brakes. This goes into the calipers to compress the pistons, which comes in very handy as well. I know I say very handy is kind of a new term in this video, so we'll try to quit saying that. But a lot of this is pretty handy. Next drawer down here, this is air tools and cordless tools. So we have a Snap-on 3/4, Snap-on 1/2 inch, Milwaukee cordless 1/2 inch, 3/8 Milwaukee cordless, Milwaukee drill. This is a newer purchase. This is a hex driver from Snap-on. This is their brushless. Love this thing. Definitely give it a workout. We also have the cordless 3/8 from Snap-on. Another one that I love. Got the air hammer, grease gun, a Matco 1/2 inch, a Snap-on down in the bottom here, 3/8, that's all air. And then down below here, this is where I keep basically my 90-degree angle die grinders. I also have my straight die grinder, so that was a Matco. This is a Cornwell. We kind of just have a random mixture. Then we have some other cheapies under there. I got a corded DeWalt drill, but once I got this little Milwaukee 1/2 inch cordless drill, I don't really need the corded DeWalt anymore. But that is my drawer there. This is a divider out of a new Epic series with a power drawer. This is not a power drawer, but I wanted to organize a little bit more for the impacts, drills, whatever it is that I'm using the most. So they're easy to grab. I can just grab it and I can go. So organization is definitely key for proficiency and staying on the job and getting stuff done as quick as possible, but while maintaining nice, clean, organized drawers and good work. So you might be able to see this light on the top. This is a Govee strip light that I put on. They are on red. I can change it to whatever color. But in this drawer here, we have everything from batteries for the Streamlight, Snap-on receipts. Don't want to show those off. That's nothing to brag about. Controller for the lights on the toolbox. So if you want to change them to, whatever color, you can change them to green. But I like leaving them just on red because I like the red. It looks good with the red box. We'll just pop this drawer up. So basically in here, we just have little flashlights, Sharpies, paint pens, little streamlights, pocket streamlights, they're very handy. So those are definitely something worth picking up as well. Cheap and inexpensive. Got a calculator, little mini Maglite, so kind of a collect all in here, kind of not. Got a center punch, a snap-on center punch, spring loaded. Take the little cap off the end, you push it down, and it will center punch holes for you. But that is just kind of my top drawer there. Moving down to the next one, this one, as you can tell, this is my ratchet drawer. So we have Snap-on, Matco, lots of Snap-on. Love Snap-on ratchets. So if you can't tell, let's back this camera up a bit. So if you can't tell, Snap-on ratchets are definitely my favorite. Personally, they have the best grip, best teeth in them. They have fine teeth. So these angled head, half-inch ones come in extremely handy for busting driveline bolts loose, all the way down to some extended head 3/8 down to a quarter. This one here for a 1/4 inch, you can move this handle around. Also works kind of as a speed wrench, but if you're into tight areas, this little guy is very handy. Absolutely love that thing. Didn't think I'd use it as much as I did. Bought it and, well, pretty much use it all the time now. Moving down to the drawer below that, this is all extensions. So we have wobbly extensions, impact extensions, chrome extensions, just all kinds. These are Snap-on wobblies here, Matco wobblies, and then these are just kind of Craftsman, gray pneumatic, some Snap-ons. We got some 1/2 inch Snap-on wobblies. So these wobbly extensions come in very handy as well. Personally, I always find myself grabbing for the wobblies before I grab for just some regular straight extensions, but that is the extension drawer. Moving down to the next, this is my awesome hacksaw. No blade, so it works really good. It's a tool that will not hurt you. No, I just don't have a blade in it right now. But these are just vice grips. Once again, vice grips, we're gonna say it comes in very handy. Especially some of these when you're trying to weld and fabricate a few things to hold. You can use vice grips for almost anything, especially locking on to some bolts to hold the heads if they're kind of stripped out. This here is a homemade tool. So that is a 1/2 inch square stock. That is for your clutch to throw out bearing distance that you need to have. Rock that thing for many years. I actually have a tool now for it. But that comes in handy. So that just goes to show you don't have to spend a ton of money. You can just get some 1/2 inch square stock to do the job for your clutch adjustment on a semi, throw it in a pair of vice grips, and there you go, you got a tool. So next drawer here, this is kind of another collect-all. We have anything from hydraulic plugs and caps to scrapers to homemade guide studs. If you're doing a lot of the same job, take the old bolts, cut the head off, put a little notch in the top of it. That way you can put a screwdriver in it to back it out. But guide studs come in very handy. Got a level for plastic door panels, inner fenders, whatever. That comes in very handy. Geez, I keep saying very handy. Comes in very handy, so there you go. We got mirrors, magnets, tire pressure checker, all the way to tire air chucks, valve core tools, more Snap-on valve core tools. We got for valve core, pulling out broken valve cores, rethreading the stem. So we got all kinds, tread depth gauges, different kind of brass fittings that you might run into, you might need. Scraper, this is for some window seals on a Kenworth. So if you are ever putting in those window seals out of the locking strip, you need a pair of those because, well, it's the easiest way to put it in rather than doing it with a flat tip screwdriver. Moving down to the next drawer. In here we have anything from some Matco bigger picks to some baling wire to some smaller Snap-on picks. These smaller Snap-on ones I find myself grabbing a lot. We got some Snap-on scrapers. As you can tell, I like the orange and red theme. And then these are another tool that I like a lot. This is one that I grab a lot. So when you got a coolant hose that's stuck on, the rubber hose is stuck onto the metal side, you basically just slide this right up in between it, run it around, and it busts the seal where the clamp is holding it. So just some hose pick pliers. These things I use daily almost. Got some tape measures. Down below there, this is my hammer drawer. So you can basically tell in this hammer drawer, let's back this camera up so we can, well, let's tilt it down so we can see. So basically in this hammer drawer, you can see, don't really use those much. So we got a big rubber hammer, a big blue point, my little brass hammer, and then I have these Snap-on dead blows, ball peen ones. Amazing. Best hammer ever. So if you're gonna buy hammers, and this is gonna be something you're gonna do a lot, Don't buy a cheap set of ball peens. As you can see, they're buried underneath because I never go for them. Buy yourself a good set. They're going to last you forever. These snap-on ones right here, highly recommend them. Ton of energy in the blow with them because they got the shot in the head. They are a dead blow, but they have a steel face. These things will bust some stuff loose, so just invest in those personally rather than investing in a bunch of cheap ball peen hammers that you're just going to break, because you can see, as I mentioned, which ones I use the most in that drawer. Moving down to the next drawer, this is basically my engine specialty tools, but there is other specialty tools. This is my specialty tool drawer. So here is the tool I was talking about for clutch adjustments. Having the right tool, that's what I use now. But like I said, I was rocking the vice grips with some 1/2-inch square stock for a long time, so that's really all you need. This is just a piece of all thread that I bent into a J shape. There we go, you can see it there, it's picking it up on camera. That's for pulling cams. I learned the hard way, got the scar to show it and prove it. But that's picking cams up in the head of a semi to work them out, so don't stick your hands down in there and try to work the cam out by hand, because it's not a very nice day. That day will end very poorly for you. We have piston ring compressor tools. This is a big one for semis that I use. It is just your regular steel band. You unwind it. Like I said, I'm not digging through all this stuff a whole lot, so if you want to see an in-depth video, throw that in the comment section down below if you're still sticking around. Really appreciate you guys' support. This is a tool I had made for camshafts on a cat to guide it in. Basically, you will have 2 of the cam bearings in at the same time while you're guiding it in, so you can do that job by yourself. And then the line in the center here, this tool is just threaded. It will separate. This is for rocker shafts on a cat. Feeler gauges, electrical connector. This is something else that's very handy that you would probably want to get. So you plug this into your pigtail or wherever, and it has lights in here telling you which ones are on, so you can check the power very quick, easily at the source, so you're not chasing random problems. This is a Cummins Jake height tool. And we also have Caterpillar injector height tool. This thing is, it's done quite a few and it's had a rough life. Moving down to the next drawer, this one here, I have a snap-on in the back right here. It's a snap-on 1/2-inch cordless. It works, it's good, I like it, but I go for my Milwaukees a lot of the time, so I just throw this one down in here. I have a snap-on neck light. These are very nice to have as well because they are adjustable, rechargeable. You can throw them around your neck, around your head. So I like having those. Light is important, especially in a poor lit area. You need as much light as possible to see your work, what you're doing. We've got anything from rubber gloves to my snap-on. These are just some cheap insulated ones I picked up at Costco. They work really well. They got some nice rubber on the palms, so they grip good. A few different snap-on ones. Kleenexes, because always seems like I'm blowing my nose. Never have enough Kleenexes. But that is a quick rundown. I know this video is a bit longer, so I say quick. Might not be quick to you, but that was a quick rundown right there of everything that's in this box. Then also you can see right here we just have a junk office chair, because sometimes it's really nice just to sit down if you're taking a break or writing a work order or whatever it is. But there is the tour of my snap-on toolbox. This is I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, this is a 72-inch triple bank Master Series. It's not their new Epic, but I really like this older design of snap-on box. Take good care of it. And the last thing I put on this is some P&S Dream Maker to make it shine like it is. So I use my car detailing products on this to keep it looking as best as possible and to keep it protected from any kind of grease, so it's easy to wipe up off of there. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little snap-on toolbox review tour, tools that I use. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of tools in there. I didn't go over every single one, open up every single case. I didn't want this to be an hour-plus long video for you guys because I want you to stick around, watch the video, and enjoy it. We try to get through it as quick as possible. But I've said it many times, I will say it again. If there's anything you want to see a deeper dive into, certain tools for certain jobs, tools that are must-have personally for me, if you want to see videos like that, definitely throw that in the comment section down below. I would love to make a video like that for you guys because there is quite a few things in here that personally I think is very handy to have, and then there's also a lot of things in there that I think is absolutely worthless to have, just because some things you think you need to have it, you get it, and you don't really use it a whole lot. But then there is those tools that is a must-have that you don't realize you need it, you get it, and basically that is the tool you need to do that job. No other tool is going to do it. so it is worth having. But I want to thank you all so much for stopping and checking out this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys kind of like the behind the scenes of Bee's life here, what I do mechanicking. I haven't really ever showed this. Some of you do know that I do mechanic for a living, but now you kind of see what I got and what we're doing. We got some big plans that I want to do with the box, kind of helping it out, more room, things like that. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that subscribe button, click the bell, turn on all post notifications. Also, remember to smash that thumbs up. It helps the video out tremendously. Drop a comment down below so you don't miss any more videos on a toolbox tour or in-depth tools or things that we're going to be doing to this box here in the future. But I want to thank you all so much for stopping and checking out this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. And until then, take care.